3 deal with sections. You will be given 6 problems. You'll be picked a set of 2. There'll be 2 problems that you're going to do, but they'll be in 3 sets. You're going to pick a set of 2 problems from there. All right, tonight we're going to be looking at 8-7 here in just a minute. First, let's look at J3. Let me get you started on that. Now, this plate is due a week from today. Today's 7th, they're due next time we meet. So, use this plate to practice if you like, a self-test if you like, but I think there's enough information on it that will kind of help you to brush up on anything concerning full, half, and that's about it on this, full and half on the dot. You're going to be adding the missing lines on these 15 different columns. Okay. Now, up on the board up there, to get you started on this, you can go ahead and your line of sight. I want you to see that on each one of these problems. As you see, 1, 7, 10, and 12 is going to your left. To your right, problems 3 and 9. Half section is 2, 6, 8, and 15. And that's the upper right-hand half section. There's only one problem that has a lower, and that'll be problem number 11. Then you take out the lower right corner on this. The ones that are going straight down will be 5, 13, and 14. Those 3 problems, the line of sight is going down. The line of sight going up is just strictly number 4. And that should cover all of the 15 columns in there, as far as the line of sight. Let's take a little look at it and be sure to pick up on a couple of things I want you to on this. Problem number 6. Take a hard look at it. You got a counterbore hole that you cut into. And there is a lip in that counterbore hole. Be sure you get that in there. If you don't, naturally I'm not telling it wrong.
Is this number 6?
And you got a top and a bottom of that counterbore hole. And that's problem number 6. Now the other thing I want you to look on there. You got a little hole, counterbore hole there on your right side from you there. And part of it goes away, but now the other bottom part, you're going to treat it orthographically. Get that in there. That's a little detail. I'm the checker of your work, and I'll be looking for those little things in there. Okay? Number 8. You got a countersink. And that countersink is going to look, you know, like this. If you cut into it, you got a hole, and it tapers off down there in a cone shape, and that's a lip. And don't forget the center line. Double check all your center lines on there. And that's including number 10 there. People want to leave it off there. Don't do that. Don't be guilty of that. Number 15, let's talk about that one. Let's imagine that you went to the stock room and you drew out a round cylinder. You went to the machine shop and you bored a hole all the way through it. Then you went to the drill press, another drill press, and you bored a counterbore hole. It gives you the depth. Now, we're talking about 15. And then you went to the milling machine and you took a groove out of the top and the bottom of that cylinder. But you're going to do only a half section for it on this one. So don't hesitate picking up the wall of that counterbore, that groove. and especially, you know, and you're going to treat the bottom part orthographically. Okay? All right, let's look at 8 days further. See what we do with this one. Given 2 problems. We've got a scale support for a diameter. People, I think, I'm pretty sure a diameter measures torque. So you've got a bracket for it, and you set this instrument on it to measure torque. Okay, but we're going to cut into it. Now you see that cutting plane in the top view there? What kind of cutting plane is it? Well, what does it look like? It's offset. You recall in that film that you had an offset cutting plane? But now look, you're going to treat both of those features as if they're on the same plane. Otherwise, imagine that is sitting right there. And all you're doing is just cut through it. Don't give me an edge here. It don't exist. Okay. Now, let's look at that top view and the left view and get some idea how the features line up. First of all, look the perimeter around it, a wall. It's only about a 1/4 inch thick. And the top of it's only about a 1/4 inch thick. Otherwise you get a big cavity underneath that. Look at your big circle. Just, you know, imagine that that's a great big washer sitting on top of a plate with 4 holes drilled in it so that you can put that instrument anchored down. Now the next thing that we're going to kind of notice. Look at this feature here. Look how thick it is. It comes out the bottom here. So evidently that takes a lot of strain and stress. And this feature is only about, what, half? All right. Now, from the very beginning, people, look, this material is all the way to the wall. I don't give me any little looking down here. Okay. Just to give you a start. And while I'm here, that corner is rounded. Now it's rounded here, and it's rounded here. Otherwise, what we're saying, we can see it this way, but we can't see it this way. But when we cut into it, we're going to assume that it's rounded. That edge is rounded. So be sure and put that on that. And you've got a little build up around this hole at the top of it. Okay? And one more thing I want you to look at. Does everyone see this hole right here? If you were to take that hole with your straight edge, project it over here, they don't line up. Why? Otherwise, what happened? This hole is, it swings down to here and then it's projected over. All right? Now the reason being is because you may run into this in the real world. The distance from here to here, otherwise if you give it a dimension, it's got to be the same thing as here to here. So in the real world, if you see this, then you know what's going on. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. We'll let you work on this part right here. At this particular time, go ahead and freehand a swivel line between A and B. Go ahead and freehand a swivel line between A and B. Now look. Now, your cutting plane is going through here, and you're going to pick up the back side of the plane. So When you present that to me here, you're just gonna give me this amount of metal. Don't try to bring it on over to the swivel line, because there's a little space in there showing me the back side of that particular plate. All right? Go ahead and work on that, and I'll put problem number 2 on the board and walk you through it. And we'll call it done.